Hello everybody, this is Sarah Perry and this is the Daily Insight and Guidance. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anyone new out there, hi, and anybody who is here regularly, I really appreciate your support right now. And please do like, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so, or if you really feel the need to do so. And if you'd like a private reading, then go on down to the website www.saraperry.me. And I've had a couple of questions or comments about my books. The 2023 Secrets Revealed is actually an ebook at the moment on download for around $4, or whatever your currency is, the equivalent. But I am actually doing a hard copy of that at the moment. I'm in the process of doing that. So you've got an agenda or diary and notes and some all the dates of retrogrades and things like that throughout the year that you can take a look at. So I'm just putting that together. That isn't going to be long. If you're interested in that, there will probably be a pre-order out soon if you want to. But anyway, thank you again for everyone who takes advantage of my offers and who buys my produce or my products. And there are other products on the site. You want to check those out. Lots of design-led products. Anyhow, let's get back to today. I really wanted to connect because and talk about fear in general, and what right now so many people around me are in fear. It's kind of like, I think I probably spoke about this the other day, or I did in someone's reading, I think, about like the zombies coming out in a horror film where you kind of they're all emerging from the earth and they're all coming up. It's like they're all our demons, but if you're in the light and you're not fearful and you're actually having a great time right now, because there are going to be some who are just dealing with stuff as it comes, it may feel like you're surrounded by people kind of trying to drag you backwards. I've got to admit, it's been kind of a weird scenario over the last few days, and seeing the kind of the depth of despair that people have got, and obviously along with that, with the eclipse energy, there has been a lot of separations happening, sudden things, people realising, awakening, and moving forwards, but then again going back into fear and just feeling very alone. A lot of the time we stay with people because it's a secure option, because it just feels safe. It's better than being on your own. But I will say it's more lonely to be with somebody who doesn't love you, who doesn't care about you, who has little respect or value for you, than actually being out there independent, making your own choices and not having to carry the burden of someone else's guilt or negative projections. So consider that. Whenever you step into the light, and you shine, you are leading by example. And even though you are in the light, there are going to be situations where you take kind of little dips, and in that time, that's when we need to really trust and know that someone has got our back. Now, if you are really in trust, you'll know that someone has got your back, literally, and that is the big old arms of the universe. So know that protection is there for when we need it, when we ask for it. And if you are strong enough to take a step forwards, if you are strong enough and independent enough, and you believe in yourself enough to want something different, to step into the unknown, then you will have the full force of the universal society protective armed forces around you. Okay, it will step in. It's happened to me many times. I'm not kind of just talking like a textbook here, or I don't know, I've just learned it and I've read about it. I've done it. I know it works, and it does take a lot of strength. And I know I've spoken about this before this week, but it just seems to be really apparent. I've just literally the last few days been dealing with such heartache around with other people, that it's it's the same thing over and over again, and it's that fear of change and being alone. But you are never alone. You're only alone when you think you're alone. Okay, so then we go back to mindset. So today it's about the saying, crossing over into something different. There is a bridge connecting things right now. If you can find the connections, which I've discussed before, if you look back over the past year, different themes that have gone on, really take the time to do so. You will find a bridge has formed. It's like all the dots will create this beautiful pattern and a way forwards, and you'll start seeing where the doors of help were, where people were around to guide you. Guides come in many forms. They don't just come in spirit, you know, they don't just come in your head or you see a ghost. They come through people, and you know, through experience. There's been times where I've been so lonely, so frightened, and very, very kind of segregated and pushed out in the cold, and someone has just appeared. I had an experience when I was working in Lapland as a magician's assistant years ago. I was only in my 20s at the time. Oh my God, I was so young. And I took this job with a magician who was actually really hard work, which didn't help particularly, although he was, you know, very kind and very protective over me. And I had this little misunderstanding with a person, this girl, and it was just so ridiculous. And I even remember thinking, why is this person behaving like this? I think there was jealousy involved. I think she just wanted to push me out. I think I was, that whole 6 weeks, which felt like 6 years, I will say, was a massive test of my strength. And it was something that highlighted my healing abilities and where to go, because that was the first time I heard about Reiki. It was at that point, because there was 2 entertainers there who were Reiki healers, and I was kind of interested in what was going on there. But we had this falling out. The management were really cruel to me. I was ill. I had earache. I couldn't breathe really. The whole thing was difficult, and I had to sing and dance, and it was minus 25 in the middle of nowhere, where there was just trees and snow. And if it wasn't a weekend and we were entertaining, it was just deathly quiet. And I remember just feeling really alone, sitting on a stage, just feeling lost. And this guy just walked through the crowd and just said, "It'll be all right in March." And I just thought, what's that? Anyway, he sat and he gave me time, and he was a reader, and, you know, he gave me hope. And from then I got through that 6 weeks, and I really was despairing. I was quite prepared to kind of do the walk, you know, just keep walking like on a film of survival, avoiding the bears, you know, to get to the other side. So, you know, and this has happened when I moved to Spain. You know, I was lying on a couch having a bit of a facial and just burst into tears, and the lady that was the therapist at the time, who's now become a very good friend of mine and a bit of a Spanish mother really, she showed me the way. She gave me the help. She made a phone call, bam, done. And it was like, but I had to show my vulnerability as well. And I think that's part of it. You have to allow the help in. Don't just kind of push it away. You know, let somebody else be the light for you if they're asking for it. Don't be awkward, you know. To be vulnerable is the strongest thing you can be, because if your heart is open, it has to be vulnerable to do so. You have to allow the tears. You have to allow the heart to be sensitive to find love. If it's hard and protected and there's nothing there, you can't let love in, so you're not loving yourself. All right, so that's really, really important. Fulfillment is so important today. What fulfills you? There's going to be some revelations that are going to come in to help you let go of any awkwardness, stubbornness inside yourself, or help release you from somebody else's clutches. And I feel once you get that revelation to let go, listen to it, because there's rewards coming as well. And I do see some of that in just ideas of how to overcome something that's very addictive, a behaviour in someone else or someone yourself. It's to do with children. It could be with somebody younger than you, a child that you're dealing with. It could be just something in yourself. It's linked to childhood, your understanding where an addiction is coming from, that kind of thing. But I do feel this is going to be a time to release it. I feel relationships are going to be on the expansion today, and skills are going to be shown to you, natural skills that can be used to expand even further. In fact, I would just look outside the box, because I think there's going to be a lot to be had. You just got to let go of your anger, guys. Let go of all that angst and stuff that's been milling around. And like I say, just allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to be vulnerable, and let the light shine on you. Let the universe help you. Don't keep blocking it. Don't feel like, I can't do this, I can't do this. You can. Change your thought patterns, change your mindset, and everything will be fine. So thank you again for listening in today, and I will speak to you all soon. If you want to read, get on down to the website. Bye for now.